Greetings. My name is Justin Dammeier, and I have the privilege to be your instructor for INFM109, Informatics Fundamentals. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to myself, my role at the college, and then provide an overview of the course as we walk through the syllabus together and highlight a couple of things that will be important for you to take a look at as you get up and running throughout the course. So first, let me take an opportunity to introduce my role here at Ivy Tech. I am the Executive Director, Educational Technology. I'm fortunate to lead the team of professionals that provide support and training to the faculty and students for the use of the LMS, which we call Ivy Learn, that's powered by Canvas, as well as other educational technology tools used across the college. So my story in terms of how I got to Ivy Tech and how I landed in the world of technology is really an interesting one, I think. I started off my career as a high school biology teacher. I taught in the classroom in K-12 for the better part of 15 years. And I taught all manner of introductory classes, all the way right up through AP biology and anatomy and physiology. About 6 years ago, I guess 7 years ago now, I took the leap into the world of technology. I'd always been a teacher that used technology. I'd always kind of been a pioneering teacher. Whenever the tech department and friends would say, hey, try this piece of technology, we think it's really great, I would always dive in because I always wanted to try to find the latest and greatest way to not only improve my class, but just see what I could do to make things better for the students, make the content a little bit more engaging and interesting, and also try to make life for myself a little bit efficient. I think that all probably goes all the way back to my days in high school when I worked at Best Buy as a part-time job. I did that a little bit in high school and also through college, where I worked on computers. I sold computers. I can think back all the way to the time when I kind of got my first computer, and I think it was an Intel 486 chip, and it didn't have a whole lot of RAM, and it wasn't the world's best computer, and it was a gateway PC, and it came in one of those cow boxes that were really popular at the time. But so anyway, it's always been something that's been very, very important to me. And I made that leap professionally into the world of educational technology, where I managed our databases. I was involved in implementing Blackboard LMS at the time at the school that I was working at, and I was one of the first administrators that they had to implement and run that. In the course of that, there was a lot of work that I had to do to manipulate data. I got really, really good at spreadsheets. I actually took a MOOC, which is a massive online open course or something like that, if I remember the acronym properly, to learn how to code, because I felt that programming skill was something that would serve me well. And so I just kind of really kept growing and developing in the world of technology, not only in terms of how it intersects with technology, but also in terms of how we're able to support end users and devices and networking, firewalls, you name it, you get into that, and certainly working in schools, that happened. And eventually I became a director of technology at a high school in Noblesville, Indiana. And that's where things really got real for me. And I learned even more about a lot of the things that we're going to talk about here. I always kind of describe myself as a generalist when it comes to technology. I know quite a bit about a lot of things, but I'm not, in no way am I an expert in networking and Wi-Fi and all things database technologies. So I think that the experience I have is going to guide us well through this class. I think it's going to be informative in terms of how I've had to interact with end users, how we have to do that as within the team that I'm a part of now to support faculty and students. And that's really a lot of what we do, is understanding how technology works, how software works, and then how that intersects with people and how we support that. I think it's going to be a really fun time to dive into this class with all of you, and I'm really excited to be able to do that because I'm passionate about technology. I'm passionate about education, obviously being a teacher my entire career. So I think this is going to play well together, and I'm excited to be able to share some experiences alongside you on this journey as we traverse through the course. Outside of the school world, I have a wife. I'm married an elementary school teacher. She teaches. She taught first grade, second grade, third grade. Right now she's back to second grade. We've got two wonderful kids, Jackson and McKenna. McKenna is 10 years old, Jackson is 7 years old, and they are obviously involved in a lot of different activities. Keeps us busy and keeps us hopping outside of the work environment. And then a couple of things that I really like to do. I like to golf. I'm not a very good golfer. I like to run. I'm not an awesome runner. I have had the good fortune to be able to complete 10 different half marathons. All of that's kind of been suspended in the COVID world because all the races are virtual, and I really prefer the fun of going to a race site, experiencing that with a lot of people. And running that race and seeing if I can kind of compete against myself a little bit. But it's a good habit to get into. I'm thankful that I found that. Keeps me healthy and going. So that's just a little bit about me and my background. I'm sure that as we progress through the course, we'll have opportunities to share a little bit more. And I'm looking forward to hearing a little bit about your stories and how all of you maybe came to this class and what you're interested in learning in.